So to start off understanding the Kabbalah, understand that when you reach the Kabbalah, you start off at the top. When you're in the stage of life where you're studying the Kabbalah, you've already been through all the other Sephirots, which are representative of the points on the Kabbalah. That's called the Sephirots. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm probably going to say all the Sephirots and names of the Kabbalah wrong, but just bear with me. You already have went through them, and you're at the crown, which is Keter, which represents knowledge and intellect. It represents supreme knowledge, and it represents a sort of majesty to it, to where it's divine. Because for you to be searching for the Kabbalah is for you to already be dwelling into the divine and be awoken into a sense of enlightenment that you're going to enlighten yourself to knowledge. Now, as you go into Keter or crown, you must understand that Keter is in the bottom Sephiroth of the Kabbalah, which is Malkut or kingdom, and Malkut is in the Keter or crown itself. They lie within each other. And the reason for this is because as you dwell through the Kabbalah, you understand that you are constantly going up and down in stages of life of your level of divinity or understanding the divine. So let's start at the bottom. At the bottom we have Malkut or kingdom, and this represents your entrance into the kingdom of the divine, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of understanding itself in the universe, which is something that the Stoics talk about, the Hindus talk about, the Hebrews talk about. It's something that is in almost all branches of philosophy, and its the end goal is to understand the divine connection between self and God. Then we go into Yesod, which is a representation of a foundation, meaning once you enter into the kingdom, you then begin to build your foundation in the kingdom, which is understanding and reading into religious scriptures, reading into philosophy. Your studies on what is and what isn't in this realm of existence is your foundation for your entrance into your journey into the kingdom. And understand the Kabbalah is a representation of a journey that one is taking, because every little Sephiroth that you get to, you must either go a certain path to it, which means you either go straight to it, or you go to the other Sephiroth and then you go over to it. And that brings us into our next part of the discussion, which is from Yesod, you can either go to Netzah, which represents eternity, or Had, which represents splendor. Because you've built your foundation, now you can either lock yourself in eternity, meaning you can develop your divine place in the world and have something that is eternal, so that when you die and come back to life, you will stay in the realm of eternity. And understand, in the Zohar, it talks about reincarnation. So, like, many people don't know this, but some Jews believe in reincarnation because the Zohar talks about reincarnation. So, eternity is representation of your ticket to stay into the realm of eternity and actually have knowledge, understanding, and experience with it. But you can either go into Netzah, or you can go into Had, meaning you can either develop a sense of eternity, or you can just go into splendor and admirance for the foundation that you built and for the divine realm. You have two ways that you can go. You're going to stop and pause and just admire what you've learned and what you've built, or you're going to solidify it and turn it into something that is eternal. So now, once you go into splendor, you can then go back across the Kabbalah and go into eternity. But now you're taking more time, and there's only so much time that we have on earth to reach this divine state. So from there, you either go from one of these Sephiroth to the other. You either go from eternity to splendor, or splendor to eternity. And then once you go there, you can go into Tiferet, which is beauty. And the reason that we go straight to beauty is because you have built the foundation, you've entered the kingdom, and you've either indulged in splendor or you've built something eternal. And in that sense, you have something that is beautiful that has been created. So you have beauty, and it's the understanding of beauty, and it's the divine knowledge of beauty, and understanding how beautiful it is of the divine realm and of the realm of existence that we live in, and you then develop a something that is beautiful. And from there, you can go into Hesed, which is kindness, or you can go into Gevara, which is judgment. And that's saying, either you're going to turn into someone who has realized the attributes of existence and what makes existence good and bad, and you're either going to turn into someone who does acts of kindness to increase in the kingdom, or you're going to become someone who becomes a judge. And again, the left side of the Kabbalah is the feminine side, which is thought of to be as evil in a sense in other philosophies, that the feminine energy is evil, the masculine energy is good. So again, you go into kindness, and that's a representation that you have become a servant of good. But if you go into judgment, that represents that you have decided to become a judge of what is good and what is evil. And again, you can go to one and then go to the other, or you can go to one and then go to the next level, but you're cut off, because if you go to Hesed, then you need to either go to judgment or go to Hachma, which is wisdom. And same for if you go into Gevara, you can either go into understanding or go back into kindness and then go into one or the other. So with that, we have the next two parts of the Kabbalah, which are wisdom, which is Hachma, and then you have understanding, which is Binah. And wisdom is masculine, and it's good, because wisdom is something that you acquire naturally. You naturally gain wisdom. Wisdom comes to you. You don't go out searching for wisdom half the time. Wisdom just naturally comes to you as you progress and you see reality for the way it truly is, and you become a more sound and good person. You gain wisdom. And you have wisdom, and then you have Binah, which is understanding. And with understanding, it's something that's a feminine energy, and it's something that's almost evil, because to understand is to force. To try to understand something is to force something to work. When you're trying to understand, it's almost, in a sense, wrong, because you're trying to bend the universe to your state of will. But wisdom, again, it just comes to you. Now, wisdom or understanding can also come to you, and when understanding just naturally falls on your lap, it becomes wisdom. But when you're trying to understand, it is something that's negative and of the feminine energy. And as you gain wisdom and understanding, you then go to the crown, which is the divine intellect and knowledge of the universe, and becoming awoke and aware of what the nature of reality really is. And again, this is why so many Jews are successful in life, is because they've come to this divine revelation, and they're able to use it to be successful and wealthy in life, knowing what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do. You have to understand that we're cursed for our ancestors eating the forbidden fruit of knowledge, yet we don't know the forbidden fruit of knowledge to ourselves. And when we think deeply upon it, we start to come to different conclusions. But when you understand it completely, you start to become the navigator of your own life.